What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of the Comeback Couples Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Jennison, with my lovely wife,
Kendra Jennison.
And today, the topic, which you don't know, but it's how I come up with the topics for these calls. I just went and took a piss, and I thought about what I was going to talk about, and here we are.
I gotta pay.
I must pay. Consistency versus quality.
Consistency over perfection?
No.
Oh.
No. Consistency versus quality in a relationship. So we're gonna break it down, like how that applies to many different things. I was thinking about what's more important, a bunch of date nights or one amazing date night.
One amazing date night.
What's more important? And then we're gonna talk about like just your thoughts on it and things. In the gym, consistent workouts or one amazing workout?
Consistent workouts.
Time with your kid, consistent or just one quality time a week with your kid?
Consistent.
Why?
I just think that there's so many different. So the relationship one, you asked what's more important. And to me, I think that having one amazing specific date with you where I can create like an amazing memory where I could be like, holy cow, remember when we went to XYZ and it was amazing and we have all these memories, rather than, for me personally, rather than a bunch of little dates. Because this is what I know about you and about other.
But is it just because of little dates, because of where we live? Because we've been at like fucking, there's 7,000 or 15,000 people in the town, so you get sick and tired of it.
Let me tell you, there's like 4 decent restaurants around here, and all the events that you can do around in our area, we've done them all.
Hundreds of times.
So I guess you're right. It does depend on, I have no interest in going to Milwaukee or Chicago. That's a me thing. That's a you thing also. I just, I have no interest in doing it. Now it is different if you were like every Wednesday in the summertime, we're going to go on a boat ride or we're going to go do something, and oh my gosh, then that for sure.
So consistency versus quality.
Yeah.
You think in the relationship, it's better to have one quality date a month versus one a week?
Yes.
Or maybe it's not every month. Like, is it just the trips? Because I take you on trips. So, well, you don't need me to take you for anything anymore since what's half is behind is half yours, right?
I'm going to say if you were to ask me that question, like I said right now, which I did answer, and I said one quality one over lots of other little ones. But if you were, because it's winter and it's shitty and it's cold, it's spring actually, but it feels like winter. If you were to ask me that in the summertime, I would say, oh my gosh, us just getting away and spending one-on-one time out in the sun and exercising or walking, doing whatever that we love to do outside, I would take that. But I still think that we need to go out of our way to also make really amazing, badass, big memories here and there too.
So how do we make big memories locally when you've already established? Because here's where I'm going with this, right? One of the things that I do and I teach with the men and the guys that listen to this is like reps, do the work, do the reps. And for some of these cats, they haven't dated their wife in such a long time.
Sure.
Right. So we're kind of talking about our relationship here, but like there's no reps put into the relationship. There's no playful banter. There's no dinners together on Thursday nights. There's no fucking date nights. There's no grabbing their ass. There's no sex. There's no laying on the couch watching TV. There's no walking in the field holding their hands, right?
Yep.
So I wanted to kind of put my opinion on it. I don't necessarily think it's one or the other. I think it's a different season for both.
I like that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I think that I think about like when I first met you and, well, I guess it would have been about like 3-4 months into the relationship, but all of a sudden I'm like, yo, we're going to be traveling.
I was like, sweet.
Yeah. But you were nervous. So you actually got out of your comfort zone, right? Remember I had you fly down to Miami alone, and like it's fucking crazy. Like I would never have you do that now, but yet when I first dated you, I'm like, well, I guess
you're like, come on, girl, just fly down to Miami.
Here, I'll buy you this ticket, just fly down to Miami. I'm going to be in the Bahamas. I'll meet you back over here, and then we will
have vacation.
We'll have a vacation. We'll do some shit. Now, like you can't even go to this grocery store without me wondering if you're okay. I'm like, oh, well, I know it takes 4 minutes to get here, and she hasn't texted me, so
I think you and I are like very, like I would literally go do anything with you. And when I think about going grocery shopping, which is just funny, I would ask you, I'd be like, hey, you want to go with me?
Yeah, we do that all the time.
I know, yeah. So I just like to, I don't know. Yeah. Some people aren't like that though. Some people like to get away, to have like healthy space. I think that's fine too. think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't, that's a different topic, different podcast, sure. But like, I don't even really have any space in the house or anything. Like I literally get to live on my side of the bed that gets encroached by every person sitting on my bed.
Just the kids coming in every 2 seconds.
Just the kids laying down, see what I'm doing. Nobody wants to. Anyways, different topic.
Yeah.
Consistency versus quality.
Yeah.
Why do I think? So I think the consistency is more important up front.
Sure.
Because I think if a man, specifically a man who is trying to take his life back and he's been lackadaisical and he's not been reaching his potential as a relationship, I think that when a woman, and you can talk on your point of view, but like, I think a woman who maybe has given up on her husband, yet the husband finally wakes the fuck up. Because I have a client right now, great guy, awesome guy. His wife disliked me at first. Similar to like Al Perry and Christine Perry, right? Similar to that. She disliked me because why is this guy on the internet? Like, I've been telling you the same things, right? Maybe it's the same, maybe it's not, but I've been telling you, but now some guy on the internet that wears a backwards hat and says fuck all the time. Like, you listen to this guy. And also your life is like going crazy. You're doing all these things and you're changing me. And now she actually is a fan of me and of the comeback, right? But I think what happens, and I could be wrong, is that when a woman has felt like she's checked out, she's there for the kids, there for comfort, even though it's not that comfortable. But then also when the dude decides to wake up and lead, I feel like when he tries to do a quality over the top action, it just looks like it's way too hard of a fucking, almost like it's like trying to buy her.
Sure.
Versus like the small things. Reframing your mind of what date night intimacy connection looks like. So if you look back, like obviously we got to create something new, but the patterns and the routines of the thing that I do, like how many times I leave, I'm all about quantity. I give you like 4, 5, 6 kisses before I leave, right? I'll go back outside, forget my keys, come in, right? Like smack your ass, hug you, whatever it is. Like I'm consistent fucking always going above and beyond. And I think what happens for these guys is that they need to have something like that because they need to start making small movements, more consistent movements before the lady's going to buy into what they're doing.
Sure. And
I wanted to give I wanted to get your input on that. So if I pissed you off for other than you saying that like at 4:30 a.m. that my farts wake you up, right? I say that right down here. I don't care what people think.
I think it's funny. It's true.
But if I had pissed you off and I had done something that was not, like cheating and lying are the only two things that can break our relationship. If it's not one of those things, maybe it's I worked too late. Maybe I fucked something up. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. But if I pissed you off for months on end, or I wasn't meeting your, I wasn't meeting your needs the way you needed them, right? Yeah. And I never fixed it. I wasn't me. I was just didn't pay attention to you. And then all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, I need to do something here. And then I plan some big event that's extravagant and I'm going to buy you a fucking new ring or a quality up front, up row Chris Stapleton concert. Sure, you would like it, right? But wouldn't it feel like it's a fucking stretch? Yeah.
So I would definitely
like a Hail Mary.
Yeah. So not to say that those things aren't fantastic and anybody would probably be dazzled by stuff like that, However, it's really important that you know your wife as well. And I think a big reason in the beginning why I said, for me, quality time in a date and making like is better for me than, oh, okay, it's Wednesday, we're going to go out to dinner and we're going to go do this. Like, to me, it is more important that we have one time a month where we really connect and we really have fun and we really laugh. And that's just a me thing, I think that's why I answered that like that. And I think it's important for husbands to know your wife. Maybe your wife does and loves, and she's like, yes, it's Wednesday. I am looking forward to getting dressed up and going out. And I literally love doing this with you every single week. You need to know that about your wife, because if you do that to me and you're like, oh, it's Wednesday. Not only do you have like that obsessive, where everything needs to be tracked, everything needs to be done, everything needs to be checked off. And To me, I just become part of your checklist. That does not make me feel special. But if I know that once a month, it doesn't have to be any specific day where you come home and you're like, hey, how would you like to go do this tonight? You know, we're going to go dinner and then we're going to go do axe throwing or something fun, you know, because you know me, you know how I want to be dated. You know, you can't, what I'm trying to say is you have to know your wife. Some wives want that consistency of going every single Wednesday and they want to be wined and dined and they want to do whatever. If you're asking me, right, I would rather have one quality, really fun, adventurous, you know, I'd rather eat a burger with you, maybe dress up sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know your wife. You have to know what makes her tick. And it's important that when you find out what that is, then you are relatively consistent with it. You know, it's not just, maybe it is once a month, but you are so damn consistent.
So what you're saying is reframing the look of consistency. The consistency and quality could actually be one and the same.
Sure. I think that's fair to say. Yeah. And I think especially for the gentleman in I Am a Comeback, it is so easy because they do. You guys stack, track, measure, weigh every single thing. And it is really easy, like I said, to just kind of have the wife feel, because I felt it where I'm just like, okay, I'm not complaining because I know it's a you thing. Like, you have to do this for you. I know that of you. You have to stack, you have to track, you have to check things off. I know that of you. Mm-hmm. I love that for you. It's what makes you tick. It's what makes you great. However, there's times where I have to remind myself, like, okay, well, I don't want to go on a date tonight because I'm just starting to feel like it's not very special, you know, and not that we wouldn't connect or not that we couldn't, but if I know that it's a really intentional one time a month where you're not going to be working on your phone, you're not going to be checking emails, and you're not going to be, I got to take this call, or you're not worried about leads or this and this and this, which you still would be. I know that. Sure. And we are, like I said, you don't feel bad about going out and having fun and we laugh, and because that's not the case all the time with high driven men, you know, like I said, it just becomes this routine of, it's Wednesday. Okay. I got to check this off my list. I got to make my wife happy. I got to do this. I got to do this, you know?
I think that's why we travel so much, because I know that's special to you.
It's very important to me.
And also, it removes me from my routine.
I think that's the biggest reason why traveling to me is such a big portion, because we could go on date nights here around, and we do. We live in a very small town. It's very beautiful, but it's small. It's like your little, you know, Hallmark town, if you will. But if you are still in this town, you're still in work mode. You are in work mode 24/7, but even more so if we don't leave this freaking town. If I can get you and we're in Florida, if I can get you and we're in Cabo or in Hawaii or wherever we go, Arizona, at least I know you're going to be working, but at least I can get the part of you where like, hey, I just worked. I got to work in the morning. I got to take these calls. I got to talk to these clients. I got to do this. But then the rest of the day, I'm all yours.
Yeah, there's definitely less distractions.
And yes, it's so to me, I'm like, yes, okay, that's what I get. I get the freedom mark for at least this weekend. You know what I mean? So it's very important to me to have that.
How does a man truly learn to understand his woman, in your opinion?
Well, you have to care to want to understand. You know, I think I said in a podcast before, it's very easy for people to get wrapped up in being selfish. And a lot of the times I don't think people even mean like intentionally. I don't think they wake up every day and are like, oh, I'm just not going to care or ask what my wife likes or what she wants to do. They just are so self-absorbed and focused on like, this is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. You know, so I think it's easy. And especially if you're a high-driven male that owns businesses, like, I think that's inevitable. You already think that way. But let's not also forget that you have to work at home too. You have to work. And so it takes work. It takes a lot of intentional.
You really think it takes work?
I mean, yeah, to some degree, I would say yes, it does. If maybe it doesn't feel like work to you because we genuinely enjoy each other. You want to know everything about me. You want to know what makes me tick. You want to know what makes me laugh, cry, you know, like, yeah, you like that. You find genuine joy and happiness in making me happy. Like that.
I do.
Yes.
And, but I've never looked at it like it's work. But I guess I have said to some guys, it does take work to get your wife to forgive you for like for the guys to be forgiven, for the guys to be able to create a new relationship, to be able to build what they want. Mm-hmm. But I look specifically at my relationship. It has not been work. It came down to a choice and a decision to not be a dumb fuck. Sure. Right. So the work was never about how do I get to know her. It's how do I not be who I was.
Sure. And it's not, it doesn't always just fall like I always as people know, I put a lot of emphasis on the husband, like taking the lead and getting to know your wife. The wife has to get to know your husband too. It's a very mutual, respected relationship. There's so many things that I had to learn about you and I had to be understanding of you. I have to know what makes you tick. I have to know what makes you laugh. I genuinely like to know those things, so I go out of my way to do those.
What makes me tick?
Sex. Very easy.
That's not it. That's all I am. I'm just a one-dimensional douchebag.
Oh, I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that one for right now because that is definitely your big one.
All right. I guess you're right. What is your, and I just want the owner or the listeners to hear this, right? Like, what is your quality dream date?
Depends
here,
on the season.
Pause right here, right? Like, so for you guys out there, you can see how we're having a conversation. None of this is scripted. This is how Kendra and I get along all the time, right? Yeah. And obviously, whatever she wants here, she's about to get. So she's probably she's gonna be able to figure out what she wants because she's gonna future cast this. But like, it's just having conversation like this to be able to figure out who your fucking person is.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna get anything specific, but because I genuinely feel like no matter what I tell you, you ask me on Wednesday, you ask me on a Thursday, I might have a different idea. But truly anything that is adventurous, and by adventurous, I mean going out and doing something. Like do I enjoy going to dinner and do I enjoy getting dressed up? Sometimes, but it's not something I wouldn't be completely dazzled. Like I said, if you were like, oh, I'm taking you to the most expensive restaurant in Chicago, I'd be like, oh, like, wow, that's really cool. Like, I think I have a really nice outfit. Thank you. I'd be grateful, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, really? So for me, anything that is adventurous or active, or it can be special, something that that I would like, which is like you texted me the other day when it was, what was it, like 50 degrees, and you're like, I really want it to warm up because I want to take you and I want to put on one of your favorite movies. I want to go into the field and I want to get some dinner, like some takeout dinner, and I want to like just you and I in the back of a truck. My vision. At our house, sunsetting, your favorite movie, just you probably just watching me watch the movie because you don't really watch movies, but
I'll probably take a nap.
To me, that is so much more special and intimate than, if you were to look at me and be like, hey, by the way, we're going to go on this surfing trip or this skiing trip, and I have a full day where this is what we're going to do. I would be like, oh my God, this is the best day ever. You know what I mean? Or if we're going to go, I don't know, just something like I said, to me, that's what makes me tick.
I think.
And of course, it will end it with sex because that's what makes you tick. So it's like everybody wins.
perfect world. However, I was just thinking when you were talking about like our ideas of date nights, right? Like I have no desire to go to the fanciest restaurants. So I'll put it this way.
We appreciate the food, sure.
Yeah.
But it's just, we just know who we are and what we like. And we don't try to pretend to do otherwise.
We can stay at the nicest, fanciest hotels.
Done
eat
that.
At the best restaurants.
Done that.
Like, and whenever we want. But those things honestly just are not what excite me.
Literally what excites us, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of like an inkling into like our life. We've done those things and we can do those things anywhere. I'm very grateful for that. I'm very fortunate. I would never take that for granted, as you know. But we love to go to new places, find the shittiest hole-in-the-wall Mexican restaurant, get a burrito. We love finding a good coffee shop, and we like to walk by the beach.
Yeah, that's it. Or even in the mountains, right?
Or in the mountains.
Yeah. That shit's much better for me, right? So
I love hiking with you.
I could like to do that, or I would like to do that every day. So I would like consistent quality.
Consistent quality burritos.
But I think even, back to what you said about like the list and stuff like that. You're never on my list because you are my list.
I love that.
Right?
I feel like I am too, genuinely.
And like, I don't look at it as work. I look at it as like this, at the end of the day, it's going to be you and I till we die, in this life and the next. And although I love, Phoenix is going to go on to get his wife. Jade's going to get her husband. Bailey's going to get her husband as well, right? Like they're going to go on and they're going to live their lives and they're going to bring and grandkids to us, but at the end of the day, it's us. And like, when I look at what I'm really creating, because that's one of the things I teach and talk about every day, like, who are you? What do you want? Why do you want it? And what are you really truly committed to in your life and try to create? And like, what are you really building here? And what needs to change in your environment internally and externally to have that thing? And all of my thoughts and all of my decisions are always based about, number one, knowing I don't want to be alone. Mm-hmm. Right. So number two, then means since I chose you and I committed to you, then it's not work on you, it's work on where we're going and what that looks like every day. And it's like it's a big blank canvas that can be written all the time. I brought up consistency versus quality because for me, consistency matters the most.
Yes, I understand that for you.
And it's not like just like, oh, we need to go out on date night. Mm-hmm. It's consistently showing up.
Which you do every day.
Because I don't necessarily look at the date nights versus we go for walks every night after dinner, right? We've been doing 2 miles a night after dinner. You and I, sometimes I don't bring the phone. Sometimes I do, depending on what time it is, what's going on. But like, it's consistent routine action. And that's really what makes me tick.
Yeah.
Right. But then even when we talk about like that sexual thing, like I'm always checking in. Like, I don't ever want to just have sex with you. I feel like I'm checking a box.
Yep.
You know that, right? Like if it gets to that point, I'm like, well, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be fresh for me. I can't say it's quality to use the best 2 seconds of your life, but you know what I'm saying?
I do.
So when I wanted the guys to understand out there, like there's 2 different things. We are very, very similar people, but very, very different people, but we are building something together. And what is good for you, the quality, you don't get upset with me because I need consistency. Right? We figure it out. But my consistency doesn't mean like, we got to do this. It means that I get to do what I need to do to show up for you every fucking day because I'm creating the life for us that we want to live forever.
Yep. I think that's really important for husbands and wives to understand. Like you just said, the dynamic that you and I share about, you need to be consistent. I would rather in certain ways have much more quality, and we know that of each other. I don't try to get in the way of or ever stop you from doing what you need to do,
So I want to shift gears here and we'll talk about the kids. Mm-hmm. Consistent time with them or quality time with them?
Consistent. I also think quality too here and there because
on this one, I'm on quality.
Yeah. I'm definitely more be consistent on this one. I got to do the same things every single day for the kids. It is very important to me that I make sure that they, we get up, they get fed, I talk to them. It's just very consistent. So they know exactly what they're going to get with mom every single day, maybe unless they have attitude and whatever, but I definitely, I have this conversation with you all the time, especially being a mom and just because that is how I operate when it comes to the kids. And I was just venting to you the other day about how it's just a really, thankless job in a lot of ways because you do like a lot of dads and maybe moms in certain cases, but because I'm so consistent with this needs to be done, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. They're children. This is what they need, I feel like I get gypped on, or maybe I just gypped myself, I should say, on doing some of the fun quality things with them. You get to go take the kids to our Bailey to the gas station. You get to do the special things with Phoenix and you get to have that one-on-one time with Jade. And not that I can't do those things. It's just so easy for me to get burnt out and say, you know what, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm being consistent. So when they come in from doing those special things with you, there's going to be dinner. The house is like, it's easy for me to get wrapped up in that. And I still do think it's important that I do take the quality time, playing hooky with the kids and taking them shopping, which they all love to do, sure. Going on hiking dates with them, certain stuff like that. But I think it's harder for me to get into like, oh, I want to go do some quality time with my kids today because everything I do is for the kids
sure.
and for you, so you could just be like, oh, I think I know I'm in a great mood after I get home from work. I'm going to go do something fun.
For me, it's about penciling them in.
Yeah, I know that.
Right. Like, because you're consistently keeping the home going.
Right? Everything about it though.
Keep everything going on. Right. And I'm building a business
right.
and leading what we need to lead. I still help you out around the house, but there's things that you need and they're done your way. And honestly, I just get in the way.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just get in the way. And the things that I will try to take away from you, I will pay. I'll just have someone come do, and you don't like that either. So I'm kind of fucking helpless.
Just get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Right? Just take the garbage out. Love me. Be here for me. Be nice to me.
Yep.
spend time with me, and it's good. So my life at home is fairly easy. But when it comes to with the kids, I need to have at least deposits with them. Whether it's once a week or it seems like Phoenix is always with me. So there's a lot of consistency with him because of the co-parenting and the way we have to do there. So like for sure, there's a lot of consistency that comes in with him, but like, I feel like Bailey for sure gets the most quality. Sure. And that's because she's just like the baby. Well, the baby. And she's just like this, like little, like she's always there. Like she is. She's always there wanting something. So like,
that makes you feel good too.
Yeah. I feel wanted.
Yep.
Right. So Phoenix needs me, but he's cool. He's friends, teenager doing his sports, loves his dad, loves his mom, loves us, loves it all. Jade, she's got this like battle of, she wants the quality time with me, but she wants to be so fucking cool that she doesn't want to admit it.
Yep.
But we do get probably less quality time than with the other ones, but we always have the best quality time.
And it does mean so much.
It means so much to her, right? Like what we do the other night, the creativity conference.
Yep.
Just her and I.
Straight up said, no, Mom, I don't want you to take me. I want Dad to take me.
She didn't want anyone else but me, right?
Yeah.
So like that was pretty cool. So I just think it's another interesting dichotomy of like, we're on the other ends, yet somehow it works.
It does.
Now the last one is in the gym.
Consistency.
Well, I will take one workout that gets me in great shape for the rest of my life.
You are baloney. Who knows more? Me. Consistency over quality any day. Don't listen to Mark.
That was a joke. Yeah. I just wish it was that easy.
Don't we all?
How about in work, in the business, what you watch or what you participate in with me, what you see?
For sure, consistency. Well, damn it if I haven't seen you take a hit after hit after hit after hit, and you are just one consistent locomotive train.
Yeah. Sometimes I often say I'm just too dumb to quit.
I think you're so smart, but I get it.
All right. So I'm going to circle back to the last question. We've been going for about 30 minutes. And again, what is the quality date that you want to go on?
Anything that makes me feel awesome.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
That's the weakest fucking answer ever.
It depends. Trust me. I need you guys to understand that are listening to this. I have a very specific list of things and places and things to do in those places. And so, some of them already.
You're just afraid to put it out there?
No. I'm not afraid to put it out there.
Afraid I might take you?
No, I'm waiting for you to take me. I just need you to have a little bit more freedom so that way when we go to Spain or we go to France or we go do these things, I need you for at least a week undistracted. So
I'm working on it.
I'm
working on it. All right. So I will leave it with a question here to call to action for you guys, right? In your relationship, in your parenting, in your businesses, in your health and everything you do, what's important to you? Consistency or quality? There is no wrong answer. I think we just put it out there. I think what makes it work is what makes it work. So I am going to take this minute to just do a call to action for you guys of like, if you like this thing, like it, share it, subscribe to it, wherever you're hearing us at, and get it out there because there's somebody else that needs to hear it. Also, we have some really cool new stuff coming on. I'm launching a new program called The Comeback. This is for everybody that's not a business owner, right? This is for guys out there that are, the everyday man, the guys that want to stand up and be empowered, the guys that want to believe in themselves, the guys that want to put the relationships on fire, the guys that want to, what did I say this morning? The Comeback Counts, which is my businessman's coaching, is for the guys got everything to lose. Mm-hmm. The Comeback is for the guys got everything to gain. So if you have any interest in that, hit us up. Also, like I said, share this thing. We appreciate you. Have a great day. We'll see you next week.